Hi, my name is Mitch Goldman. I'm with the firm of Cantwell and Goldman, PA. Today we're going to be looking at a residential closing statement from the seller's perspective. Another day we'll look at the buyer's perspective, but just from the seller's perspective is what we're going to look at today. This closing was a $450,000 cash closing, which means the buyer did not have to come up with any loan financing. It is also a condominium, and the condominium was in a trust that the seller maintained. So let's go through the closing statement and look at the seller's costs. The seller paid a commission of 4.5% on the sale price of $450,000, which comes to $19,850. That commission amount is actually a little low, the 4.5%. Typically I see 6% commission, but for whatever reason it was negotiated here down to 4.5%. There is also a home warranty of $400 being paid for by the seller on behalf of the buyer. Other costs that the seller pays for are a settlement or closing fee to the closing agent of $450. That pretty typical, maybe a little on the low side, but typical. There's also a title search fee paid to the title company that underwrites the title insurance policy. The title insurance premium on the sale price of $450,000 was $2,325. That rate is determined by the state of Florida. It sets what's called the statutory rate based upon $5.75 per thousand for the first $100,000 and $5 per thousand up to $1 million. Other costs paid for by the seller include a $75 courier archive and wire fee, documentary stamps on the deed of $3,150. That charge is based on the sales price times 70 cents a hundred. So for every $100, the doc stamps are 70 cents. That comes to $3,150 that's paid for by the seller. That's money that just goes to the state. Hey, we don't pay income tax. The state has to get their money somehow. We have high documentary stamps in Florida compared to other states. The cost to record the deed, that's paid for by the buyer, so we don't have to worry about that. There's a trustee certificate of $35.50 to record. Then there's some other miscellaneous charges, a lien search, and then also there's a charge of $125 to receive a payoff letter regarding the condo fees. So in this example, the total costs paid for by the seller are $26,570.50. So remember, the sale price is $450,000. That's the amount due the seller. Now, the reductions in the amount due the seller are the $26,570.50 for costs. There's also a first mortgage due to a third-party lender. That payoff is $126,958.03. Finally, there's a proration of taxes and assessments. In Brevard County, taxes are paid in arrears, so the buyer gets a credit for those taxes because at the time this transaction closed, the tax bill had not come out. So the total reductions due seller come out to be $155,300 basically. So the net cash to seller at closing was approximately $294,600. See, the costs are netted out, everything gets paid. So that's kind of a typical closing statement, a cash flow analysis about what happens when you sell your property. Next time we'll look at the same kind of closing from the buyer's perspective and what the buyer's costs are. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this presentation.